Now, we have been running online, so people have already had Facebook, everyone having lots of input into who the best coach for season 2011 is and why. So we've had lots of input, lots of people very keen to hear from the panel here as to who they think the best coach will be. So before we get to Facebook, because we've got all those, I'd like to speak to the great panel here with a top three and a number one. So, Spud, why don't we start with
What's the criteria?
Best coach for the year. Simple
question,
Garry.
Not ladder positions. The guy that's got the best out of his list.
Look at him.
And
look at the chords.
Come on.
No, I will start. My third place getter goes to Mick Moldhouse. I think that he's done an outstanding job. Only lost one game by 3 points. 2 would be Hawthorn. It was a toss of the coin, this one. I think Alistair Clark's done an outstanding job with a lot of structure-type players. Stratton out, Gillum, Roughhead, Rioli, Sewell. A lot of their players, they've had 28 to pick from most weeks, so that's been an outstanding effort. But for a side to finish on the bottom of the ladder and then to dismantle Geelong the way they did last night, I think Worsfold would be the coach of the year for mine.
Didn't get Chris Scott in there at any point?
I would put him in, but they're my top three.
The top three. Gary, your top three?
That's it. They're my top three. You give us your top three.
All right. I will go Clarkson, 1.
On top.
No, 3rd.
1 vote.
Okay.
I will go Worsfold. No.
Oh. No.
I'll go Malthouse, Worsfold.
Oh, righto. Deo, purple?
Gary, 2 weeks ago, you said that Alistair Clarkson was in the best 2 coaches in the league. You know, you put him 3.
Hang on. What question have you asked? Have you said who is the best coach or who is the best?
You might have been wavering slightly.
That's a different question.
Listen here, Goggles. You said who is the best coach for this year? The question 2 weeks ago is who is the best coach?
I think you are being pedantic in how you
I think Gary's
realigned
right
Alistair Clarkson on this.
I think you're just trying to cause trouble.
Well, I had to do this, but I've got the same 3 as Danny Frawley. Mick Moldhouse coming in 3rd, Alistair Clarkson 2nd, and Johnny Worsfold number 1. Which also leaves Chris Scott out.
Brad Scott out of it.
Well, he's the best coach in football.
Yeah. So
but
take him
if
out
I
of the
put him
equation,
aside, I have John Worsfold as number 3.
What?
Because third best, gone, start of the year.
Gee, the other 2 must be good.
Gone, start of the year. Reinvented himself. Now got his team flying. Unbelievable performance. He's number 3.
Well, you're going far too long for someone that doesn't really care.
It's a big build-up. Number 1 we just...
Number 2.
Mount Everest-like.
Up to the end break, Gary. Number 2, Brett Ratton, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Get Ratton gone at the end of the year. Finished. Everyone had written him off. Purple went on the footy show saying he was gone. And he never gets it wrong.
Before round 1.
So this is a man, Gary, whose career was over.
Right.
And he's got his team into 3rd.
Certainly in contention.
And has done an extraordinary job at Carlton.
Well, you've left a few big ones out.
So there's your number 3. Number 2.
This will be good.
Number 1, the best coach in football, Gary, is Chris Scott. And I'm telling you why he is. This year. The best coach this year is Chris Scott. I'll tell you why, Gary.
Why?
This is his first year. Mm-hmm. This is a first-year coach. He's never done it before.
We all know that.
And I don't care how good the talent is. To be good enough to win every game and lose 2 by less than a kick is an extraordinary performance. He's my best coach of the year, and I think by far that's the best list.
Well, the only person
put
to put Chris Scott in.
Yeah, I'm the only one to put Chris Scott in. And he's the first-year coach, Gary.
But you left Mick Moldhouse out.
Mick, everyone knows Chris Scott, you didn't put him in.
No, that's right, Spud. I didn't.
He doesn't travel well, does he?
I didn't really think about it.
Well, do you now want to give it some thought and agree with me?
No, I'll give him my first 3 were a trick 3. I put up a sort of a smokescreen 3 because I know how influenced particularly Warrior and Jim is with my 3.
I've totally ignored your 3.
I put a smokescreen up, and then now I'll come back with the real 3 after the break.
After the break.
Yes.
Not often you get Gary to own up to the fact that he really badly stuffed something up, but he did on this occasion, because in the last break we were talking about the top 3 coaches at the moment in football. He ripped out a 3 without giving it proper thought.
He ummed and ahed as
well.
And
ummed and ahed, his delivery was poor, and his selectioning was poor.
Well, that selection stood as, working backwards, Alistair Clarkson, Mick Moldhouse and John Worsfold. That was the smokescreen.
Yes.
So
a deliberate smokescreen.
I don't think it was deliberate at the time, Gary.
It was.
I think you realised the error of your waist halfway through.
I'm sick of Damo and Jim just following what I say, so I put a smokescreen.
I like it.
It was
I
rubbish.
Thank you, Spud.
You made it a tool of yourself, and now you've got a chance to claw your way back.
You're the coach of the year, Jim, of the Triple M team. Because it's been all over the shop, high, lows, in-house fighting.
Exactly.
And now today, Spud's performance has been less than convincing. In fact, he said me, but I changed that to you.
So, Gary,
I gave 3 to Malthouse, third best. Mm-hmm. This is me real one, Spud.
And give us a little bit of an explanation why.
Well, because to come back-to-back and keep the team at the level, I think is an unbelievably good job. And keep them hungry and keep them motivated.
One vote,
and unbeknownst to Damo, things are going swimmingly down there.
Yeah, Damo, and despite everyone
Sorry, I
trying
just looked at the ladder like you did, Danny, and just thought everything's good.
I'm pretty sure it's my go.
Yeah, we'll
2 to Chris Scott. Now, that was the smoke screen. That
wasn't even in there.
That was a smoke screen that
You
he saw.
tipped into me.
He saw through the smoke screen.
You forgot about his
No, I didn't.
Into me.
You did.
No, I didn't. I thought.
Yes, you did.
I won't put him in mind to see if any of the others have got him in.
Your puppy dog eyes.
And
looked up.
Worsfold is still the coach of the year. There's no doubt. There is not a shred of doubt that man has got his side in 4th position, vying for a legitimate spot in the top 4. No doubt.
Okay, well, I would like to revisit that comment you made 2 weeks ago again on Alistair Clarkson.
Goggles. You're asking me the coach of
Well,
this
is this your real 3-2-1 now, or is this another smoke screen?
Hang on, ask me the question, Goggles.
Well, where does Alistair Clarkson fit in the big picture then, Gary?
But that's not a question.
No, but I don't know how you can judge him. You said borderline best coach in the competition 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's not this year, though.
That's not this year, Goggle Eyes. Ask me the question, who's the best coach in the comp? Ask me the question, who the best coach in the comp is.
Not sure you've
Spud,
got a grasp
ask me
of
the
what's
question.
Yeah, who's the best coach in the comp, Gary?
Mick Malthouse just ahead of Alistair Clarkson. Ask me who's the best coach this year.
The top 3 coaches this year.
Worsfold, Scott, and also Malthouse. It's not that hard, Goggles.
You embarrassed yourself, Gary, and I think you've clawed half your way back, but you're not fully back. Luke, it's on the line from Frankston. Hello, Luke.
Worried those two.
Yeah, how you going, boys?
Hanging up on me and
Come
shit,
on.
Spud.
What do you think?
Oh, look, James is definitely on the money there, boys. Chris Scott's definitely coach of the year so far. You've got a team that lost a premiership coach and a star player for the for the Gold Coast, and he's come in and we're 13-2. Lost the last 2 by a kick or so.
And on the side last year, Lucas, they were going south, and then suddenly a first-year coach has walked in and gone bang. He has been extraordinary.
Right. Yeah, you
exactly
and
right.
I and Jim agree with that.
The rest of the boys are tripping, James.
I agree with you, Lucas. Well said.
Well done,
Let's
Luke.
get to Pakenham Ian's there. Hello, Ian.
How we going there?
Good, mate.
Yeah. What drugs is Damo on? He's carrying on about Chris Scott. Now, Chris Scott's a great coach, that's fine, but Malthouse has got one game up his sleeve and a bye up his sleeve and about 30-odd%. Yet Chris Scott's a better coach than him.
What drugs do you want, Damo?
I haven't mentioned Chris Scott.
What are you talking about, Damo? See? Down to the boundary for you.
What drugs are you
Ian,
on?
happy to go along with it, mate. I didn't mention Chris Scott.
I agree with you, Ian.
I'm embarrassed I didn't put him in the top 3.
I don't know what style he's been on.
Bad
He's
luck,
grabbed
Damo.
some local stuff.
Something wrong there.
Trav's on the line, and this is a man
Happy
who...
to cop a clip, but
This
not
is
for
a
something I
man
didn't say.
who, by the way, admitted, I think live on either television or radio not so long ago, that he was an indulger of the holy herb.
A local strain, I think he's got his hands on.
So Ian's got you pegged to the point, Gary, where my younger brother Robert, who's a little bit different, tattoo, electrician, bald head, spud nosy, mad Richmond man.
Got one here from
He
Maggie.
comes to Melbourne every now and then, and when he does, he says, "Can Damo find out whether there's some around the place for me? I need a little helping." Trav's on the line from Geelong. Hello, Trav.
How you going, James?
What do you think, mate?
I agree with you, but it's not often I do agree with you.
Come on, Trav. Come on, Trav.
You're totally correct what you said about Chris Scott being a great coach. He's kept the boys together, and don't worry about all those critics that wrote Geelong off. We're going to be there playing Collingwood in the grand final at the end of the year.
Hey, Trav, why don't you normally agree with me?
Because you talk a lot of rubbish.
Trav, I'm with you. I've got a lot of Twitterers saying... pamphlet, he says Whispering Jim's got the most insightful list.
You might have, Jim, actually.
Colin says, the Wolf ever happy? No, Colin. Ian, JB's list. See Scott is best due to overcoming turmoil at the end of the year. Another one here. Wolf, you are spot on. Those two only ever do what you say, so to put a smoke screen up was a smart call.
You can't get that in 140 characters, Gary. You just made that one up.
Exactly right. Simon's on the line from Carolyn Springs. Hello, Simon.
G'day, boys. How you going?
What do you reckon?
I sort of tend to agree with you in a way, JB, but I reckon people are starting to forget Mr. Ratton down at Carlton. I reckon,
I had him second.
Number 3. He's probably number 3. Chrissy's got number 2, and like that other caller, definitely Mick Moldhouse, mate. He's got a buy up his sleeve.
What about Woosher?
Worsfold, mate.
I reckon Collingwood are home and hose just about, to tell you the truth.
What about Woosher's coaching performance?
Mate, excellent stuff, but not really as good as Moldhouse, mate.
I think Moldhouse is your Schumacher.
Geelong was sort of almost, I wouldn't say dead and buried, but falling away towards the end of last year, and Chris Scott just picked them up and got rolling again. So,
I think that's been, no, I agree. Chris Scott's been great. Mick Moldhouse.
Yeah, Michael Schumacher, Garry. He's so good that we all just accept it and look maybe elsewhere.
So give him some credit. You didn't even have him in your best 3.
No.
Chris Scott's very good.
James Brayshaw didn't have Mick Moldhouse in his
top 3.
top
He's Michael Schumacher. For me, it's Scott Ratton Worsfold because of what they've been able to achieve.
Moldhouse has got to be there, Joe.
Come on, Snorkel.
I think Geelong have done a really good job as a club, and that's why. And Chris Scott's done a great job as well. But I think the club's very strong as well.